What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with some hot topics, you guys. These are going to be the hot topics for the week of September the 5th through September the 10th. Can you guys believe it? We're already in September. September, October, November, and December are only things left of this 2021. And then we're in 2022. Hopefully 2022 is a little bit better. I'm just ready to get back to a semi-normal life, I guess you would say. No variants, just normal life is what I would love to get back to. But that may never happen, right? This might be the new normal, right? All right, you guys. So before we talk about the hot topics, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not already subscribed, the one I'm gonna need you guys to do is just hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell button, hit the like button, hit every button on the channel, right, you guys? Now, with that out the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and just talk about these hot topics, shall we? All right, you guys. So we're gonna start out on a sad note. We're gonna start out with a rest in peace. Oh, look at that sun just radiating on my face. Are my eyes watering? Yes. Well, my eye, let me actually, before we talk about the rest in peace, I actually want to just talk about this real quick, just to let you guys know what's going on with me. And then we'll talk about, the rest in peace, because it kind of goes hand in hand. So if you guys are not aware, or if you guys haven't been following me for that long, September is my mom was born September 19th, 1940. So if you guys don't know, my mother is deceased. So her birthday is coming up on Sunday, September 19th. And I'm just having a bit of a difficult time, For the last few days, I've done nothing but cried. And, I posted on my Facebook page and it's on my Instagram page, the post that I made, right? Like, I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to September. I love it because it produced the greatest person that I know, the best mother that I could have ever asked for, right? But it's also a hate relationship because she's no longer here for me to celebrate her birthday with anymore. So that's where the love-hate comes in, right? So you can see the leaves. It doesn't even matter. Y'all can still see me. But that's really what the love-hate is, right? So if you guys notice that my energy might be down for a while, that's why my energy is going to be down, because of that. So yeah, let's go ahead and just talk about this rest in peace. So we got to say rest in peace to actor Michael K. Williams. So I saw this news on my Twitter page. Actually, one of my followers retweeted it, and I saw it. I'm like, that's got to be a joke. Like, that's not true that he's not dead. So what I did was I did a Google search, and I looked, and lo and behold, he actually had passed away. I was like, oh my God. Like, wow. It was shocking when I saw that, right? He was 54 years old, right? So he passed away from now, I don't know if this has been, I think it has been confirmed, but I'm still going to say allegedly, right? Well, no, because they're looking for the dealer. So he passed away from a drug overdose, and I believe the drugs that he took were laced in fentanyl, which is just scary, right? When you think about it, that people are deliberately lacing these drugs in stuff that could kill a person. Like, it's scary to me to think about it, right? That someone that's heartless, right? To sell somebody some drugs that you laced in something else that could potentially be life threatening to a person. That is, you are scum. You are scum. But they're looking for the people who sold him the drugs, right? And, it's so funny because, well, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's interesting, right? After this happened, I was talking, my little cousin and I, we were talking, right? If you guys don't know, I partake in smoking weed, right? And I was we were talking about it, and I was like, looking at this, it just makes you, leery about who you buy weed from. Like, and I was saying, with Texas, I wish that Texas would just go on ahead and just make it legal so that way, you can, with especially with weed, make it legal so that way, one, I mean, that you're gonna make a lot of money from it, because people that I know, they go to Vegas or California, get the weed, come back, sell it, or even the edibles. Like, it would benefit them. But even in my in my hometown, it took years, because my hometown was dry for years, right? It took years for them to pass a law. It took years, and I mean years, for them to pass it where we could sell, buy and sell alcohol. Because we used to have to go outside of the city limits to get alcohol for years. Even when I turned 21, we had to drive outside of my hometown to get alcohol. But maybe like 2 or 3 years later, they passed it where we could buy it in the city. And now at every gas station, every grocery store, even at like Walgreens, CVS, we can buy it now. But before that, we couldn't. And it's like, you should, especially when you see stuff like this, right? I don't understand. I mean, but again, I'm in a red state. It may happen at some point, but I don't know how soon. I don't know how long it's going to take for that to happen, where they pass marijuana, make it legal. But that was my thing. I'm ready for them to make it legal, so that way you can get your card, you can go into the dispensaries, and you can get your shit, and you ain't got to worry about if somebody laced it or in nothing, because then they can trace it back to where it came, its origin. When you buy it off the street, that makes it a little bit harder to trace it. Not always, but it just makes it a little bit more difficult to trace it. So that's that. But we definitely, like I said, rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. He's 54 years old. I believe he had one son. His name is Elijah Williams. Then here's the next thing that I want to talk about in conjunction with this. So with his passing, 50 Cent's insensitive ass put out this disgusting ass post on his Instagram, basically making fun of the man's death, but also plugging his shit. I'm like, that is the most disgusting shit I've ever saw in my life. It's almost as if you are relishing in this man's death. Like, why? If you ain't gonna say, if you didn't have anything positive to say, don't say shit at all. That's the best thing I can say. Don't say shit at all. And then I also heard that, Lunel, the comedian, she piggybacked on, she kind of said what I said, right? About, making sure, well, I don't know what drug he was taking, but especially, with weed and stuff, either, make it legal. And even the drugs that, you have to buy off the street that you don't really know. I would have to have if I did any other drugs like meth, crack, heroin, any of that stuff, I would have to know my drug dealer personally. Like, I would have to get to know you. But even then, I still don't think I would trust it, right? But, rest in peace to, Michael K. Williams. It's really sad, right? Really sad. Rest in peace. Let's move on, you guys. Alright, you guys, next up, I want to talk about Lil Nas X. People get so upset about the shit that he does, right? I don't understand it. I don't understand why people get so upset about the shit that Lil Nas X does. Y'all do know Lil Nas. I've said it plenty of times. I know other people have said it. Lil Nas X is a troll. He does this stuff to invoke a reaction out of people, and every time people fall for it and take the bait of what he does. That Montero video, him giving the devil a lap dance, y'all took the bait with that. You took the bait with that. What else have you guys taken? You took the like the year that he dressed up. What was it? It was Halloween. I believe he dressed up as Nicki Minaj. Y'all took the bait. Like, oh my God, why is he dressing up like why is he dressing up like that? Y'all took the bait with that. What else have y'all taken? I mean, I can name a lot of shit that he's done with you. More recently, he did a photo shoot, right? It was a maternity shoot, and he was, he's about to give birth to, I guess, his album. I think that's what it is. His album is about to come out. So I'm guessing he's giving birth to his album, and people are like, oh my God, why is he doing that? Oh my God, what about the kids? What about the kids? You know, it's always about the kids, right? And it's always about the kids when it comes to anything that is that deals with homosexuality. It's always that, right? But and I'm gonna bust a few contradictions, right? I'm gonna bust a few contradictions because it's always an issue when it comes to the black. I'm gonna have to keep it real. It's the issues with the black community. It's our community that has the issues with homosexuality, and you don't really have issues with homosexuality. You have issues with gay men. You have issues with gay men. That's the only group that you guys have an issue. Some of you guys, not all of you, but a good chunk of people in the black community have an issue with gay black men. And you might be like, JB, why do you say they have an issue with gay black men? Because you guys never hear anything about lesbianism. Nothing. You see so many, come on. I can count how many movies I've saw where you have a woman, two women kissing each other, making out with each other. Yeah, you've heard it in theaters. Take your top off. Take her top off. Stuff like that, right? Like you have men who watch. When a man thinks about the idea of a woman being bisexual, he'd be like, oh, their automatic thought in their brain is, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in a threesome with those two. Not thinking about, hey, maybe they're not interested in you, period, point blank. But you'd see two women, oh my God, threesome, hell yeah. But two black men, ew, nasty, right? That's a contradiction. So explain that to me. It's okay to see two women, right? It's okay to see two women on TV kissing. Y'all don't scream, oh, they're pushing that gay agenda. They're going to gay agenda again. They're going to gay agenda. Oh my God, they trying to push the gayness on our kids. Y'all never say anything about two women on television. You never say anything about it. And I'm gonna give you, and y'all might be like, well, give an instance where two women were on TV. When I grew up, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, her best friend Willow, and her girlfriend Tara, they were lesbians. They kissed on television. They actually had sex on television. But nobody ever said, anything about, oh my God, they're pushing the gay agenda on us. There are plenty of movies where you see women making out with each other. I'm trying to think of some, but there are so many out there. There are so many out there. And you never hear anything about, oh my God, there go that gay agenda again. Like I said, it's only when it comes to the black gay male that y'all say this, that they're pushing the black agenda, right? So here's my question. And it's a question that I'm posing. So people keep saying that, you're pushing an agenda, right? And I keep saying that when it comes to this whole gay agenda, which I don't think is true, it's real, because you can't turn someone gay that is not gay. You can't turn someone gay that's not gay. You can't turn someone straight that's not straight. Like Ashley says on her channel, she's a lesbian. She's watched straight shit all her life. She still turned out to be what? A lesbian. So what about her? Is she an exception? And then also let's talk about this, right? Like I want to put this out there to everyone who's saying that they're trying to turn the kids gay, right? Here's a question that I have, especially if you're around my age, 32 years old. If you're 32 or younger, right? Or no, 32 or old, a little bit older, right? When the video game, at the height of video games, right? Like let's talk about the game Grand Theft Auto. That was a discussion that my mom and I had a conversation about, because when we first got Grand Theft Auto, I was 14 years old, right? My mom was a little leery about getting the game because of the violence in the game, right? So she sat down and we had a conversation, right? Because and the reason, you guys have to think about it, how old I am, 32. We bought the game when I was 14 years old. You guys have to think about it. There's a reason she talked to me about it, because of the likes of Columbine and stuff like that, right? So that's why she talked to me, just because of that kind of stuff. It wasn't that she was worried that the game, that I would try to mimic the game, but she did sit down and have a conversation with me. She said, Jerome, now you know that that's just a game, right? I'm like, Mama, yes, I know that's just a game. I don't intend to go out there and kill a prostitute, shoot a cop, evade the police or anything like that. I don't plan on doing any of this stuff that's in Grand Theft Auto. And to the people who say, what about, the gay agenda? Grand Theft Auto. How many of you guys out there have done what you did in Grand Theft Auto? Have you guys killed a prostitute? Have you guys killed anyone in general? Have you done anything that is mimicked that is portrayed in Grand Theft Auto? Answer that question. Number 2, The Cosby Show. Because y'all put The Cosby Show up so high, right? Wouldn't that be what a quote unquote straight agenda, right? A loving man a man and his wife, they have their kids. Let me ask you this question: how many people out there are married to the person that even if you have one child, are you guys married to each other or no? Okay then. And even if you have multiple kids, are they by the same person? Are you married to that person? If the answer to that is no, then there's no agenda. Another one that I'm going to point out, right? A Different World. How many of you guys went to college and got a degree? If you can't, if the answer to those questions are no, then there's no set agenda. Like, there's no agenda, and I want people to stop with that. When there's no agenda, it's just like I said, it's just homophobia, and more specifically, it's homophobia towards the gay black man. That's really what it is, right? That's really what it is. Because I just don't understand. I mean, my thing, and also the thing that I say, people talk about the kids, right? You should not let these entertainers are not your kids' parents. You are the parent. You're the parent. You're the parent. So you can say what's okay for your kid to see, right? On the television, there are such things as parental guidance, right? That's why they have those. That's why they have, when you see those TV shows, it says TV MA13, TV, TV rated R, whatever. That's what those parental guides are for. So that way you can go in and say, hey, my kid ain't watching this, my kid ain't watching that, my kid ain't watching this. You know what? Speaking of a show that I know has, it goes both ways, right? It goes both ways. American Horror Story. They've depicted, Ryan Murphy has depicted lesbians in his show. But yeah, whatever. Let me know what you guys think about that, and we're gonna move on. Alright guys, next up, let's talk about the verses real quick. So the verses is coming up, I believe, is it September 14th? Don't quote me on that. But the verses is coming up, like I said, I believe it's September 14th. The 12th is Sunday. I think it's either next Tuesday or next week. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. I just don't remember the date. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. Sunday's the 12th. Monday's the 13th. Monday's the 13th. Tuesday's the 14th. I think it's next Tuesday. I think it is next Tuesday. It's either next Tuesday, the 14th, or next Wednesday, the 15th. But again, don't quote me on that. But the verses, it is going to be between Ja Rule and Fat Joe. Fat Joe. I'm trying to think about how many Fat Joe songs I know. I said, my niggas don't dance, we just pull up our pants. You know what I always have? You know what I just thought about? He says nigga a lot. Why do we, I said, my niggas don't dance, we just pull up the pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, a lean back, a lean back. I know that song, and I know What's Love with Ashanti. Those are like the only two songs I know about Fat Joe that I can think of off the top of my dome. Now, Ja Rule, I can give you all of his. I can give you every one of Ja Rule songs. So I guess with the verses, I'm on Ja. I'm Rule, because I know I can give you Ja Rule's catalog, because I actually had his first album. You know what? It's so interesting on the first album, because his song, that one song that came out, right? The video had Vita in it, but on the album, it's Ashanti. Or was that Lil Mo? No, that was. Oh no. It's a verse. Well, on the album that I got, it cut a verse out, and it was either Ashanti or Lil Mo, one of the two. Can't remember. I actually think I still have that album. Oh, Monica, the first night, that is my shit. I love that song. I should make a move, but I won't. Oh, I want to turn it up, but I don't want to get a copyright. But yeah. So let me know who you guys are going for in the verses, Ja Rule or Fat Joe. Like I said, for me, it's Rule, baby. You know, it's so funny. I was thinking when I was thinking about the verses. I remember, if you guys are old enough to remember back when VH1, MTV, and BET, when they used to show music videos, man, that was a time. And then they used to have these shows, BET and VH1 more specific, not VH1, MTV more specifically, they had access granted and behind the scenes, where you could see them making the actual music video, and then at the end of it, they would show, and then in the episode, they would show the video, right? And then they also had a show where they would take, people who were fans of these people and make the same music video, same clothing almost. Like MTV's show was Becoming, I believe. I forgot what BET's was called. I literally forgot what the show on BET was called that was similar to Becoming. But I wanted to go on Becoming so badly and do that song Down Ass Chick with Ja Rule, Vita, and Charlie Baltimore with my friends. Man, what a time. But yeah, let me know who you guys got, and we're gonna move on. Oh, my song just went off. We're gonna move on. All right, you guys, let's talk about these dumbass Republicans. these Republicans are idiots. More specifically here in my state, right? So there's a lot going on in Texas at this point, right? A lot going on. You guys already know about the abortion law. So the Department of Justice has filed a lawsuit. Thank God for that one. Because that just goes against the Constitution, right? And then, I saw on, it was either Baller Alert or the Shade Room, right? Because they both have a political side to their blog. And I saw where my dumbass Governor Hot Wheels, this dumb bitch was tweeting about, he signed an executive order where it's people's right to choose if they wear a mask or get the vaccine. And I'm like, it's their right to choose if they get the vaccine or wear a mask, but it's not a woman's right to decide if she wants to carry her baby or not. How contradictory is that? And once again, I'm gonna continue to say this, right? I don't advocate for I'm not someone that's going to advocate for abortion. I don't advocate for it because I don't believe in it, and that's my stance. I don't believe in abortion, but like I've told you guys plenty of times before, my best friend had one. I didn't judge her then. Don't judge her now. Like, it was her decision, and I told her in that moment when she told me about that she was going to do it. I told her my stance. She respected my stance. I told her, my stance is, and it doesn't even have anything to do with religion. It just was the fact that I didn't agree with it. Like, I didn't agree with it. But then I told her at the end of the day, I'm like, it's your decision, it's your body. I said, and I told her, I was like, I told her what you need to do is weigh the pros and the cons, right? Would it benefit you? I'm like, if you choose to have the baby, it was twins. I said, if you choose to have them, then you have people that are in your corner. And I said, I'm one of those people, right? I'm like, I'm your best friend. I love you, and I got your back. And I said, if you choose not to have them, I still have your back. Like, I got you. I love you. Like, I'm not judging you. Like, I'm not going to judge you, period, point blank. I'm not going to judge you for anything that you do. Whatever you do, I support you in whatever. And that's what I said to her, and I meant that. And I still mean that to this day. I don't look at her any differently. I don't judge her. That was her decision. And I think, and honestly, hindsight 2020, I think my best friend actually made the best decision that she could have ever. I think she made the best decision. I really do. So, It's just stupid, and it's just contradictory to say people have the right to choose if they want to get the vaccine or if they want to wear a mask. But a woman can't choose if she wants to have her baby or not. I think that's a contradiction, right? Like, her body doesn't affect anyone else. But then they say, what about the baby? Well, it's not technically a baby until it's born. Like, you can't draw Social Security, you can't put a Social Security, attach a Social Security number to it. You can't get healthcare benefits for it. You can't. I mean, if that's the case, then why don't the father pay child support for it? Can't do that, huh? Because it's what? Not here yet. It's not a baby at that point. Like, there are so many things that you can't do to it, but you want to protect it. I just think it's asinine. I think it's asinine, honestly. Like, I just don't get it. And I don't get why men feel that they can police a woman's body. Like, I wish, and we all know that some of these politicians got side chicks, right? I want one of their side chicks to get pregnant. Let me find out that your side chick got pregnant. Let me find out you tried to see. The thing is, that's the other thing that I have an issue with, right? Because with rich people and white people, they can get their abortion. They can go and get a private abortion and no one ever know about it, right? But with black and brown people, or the lower class people, you have to go. You can't do what these wealthy people do. Then Caitlyn Jenner, I want her to shut the fuck up. I really do. I want Caitlyn Jenner to shut the fuck up. She is advocating for. She's like, she's okay with the fact that they want to do this here in Texas. I'm like, girl, you know what? I don't even take, at this point, I really don't even take Caitlyn seriously. I think she's a colossal joke. I think she's an idiot. I think she's a moron, right? Caitlyn Jenner still thinks from her conservative white male side. That's what she still thinks that way, as a conservative white man. But you're literally a minority at this point, right? You're not a conservative white man, from your appearances. You're not a conservative white man. If you weren't previously dead name Bruce Jenner, and you were just a regular person off the street, they would look. You would be shit, right? Because you would be a double minority. You would be a double minority. You would be a trans woman. You're trans, and you're a woman. Like, think about that. You would just be if you weren't who you were previously, you would just be a regular trans woman that they don't give a shit about. They actually probably don't give. All right, you guys, I don't know what happened, but it stopped recording somehow. But yeah, Caitlyn, she would just be someone that the Republicans really wouldn't give one iota of a fuck about. And I want her to understand that and know that. But I guess she doesn't. I just really want the woman to shut the fuck up, to be quite honest with you. She's an idiot. Period, point blank, right? She's a hypocrite. So let's see where we at, right? So let's continue to talk about my dumbass governor, right? So this fuck ass wheelchair Willie, he had a press conference earlier this week about this abortion law, right? So in this, he said the most idiotic thing that I've ever heard in my life, right? And when he said it, there were so many applauses. I'm like, he didn't say anything that was intelligent. So, people asked the question about, what about rape victims, right? What about someone that's a victim of rape? And he said, we gotta stop rape at its basically at its source, right? I'm like, huh? So he's putting it out there that he's gonna be arresting rapists. I'm like, what? How are we gonna arrest a rapist? Unless how are you gonna arrest a rapist? I know that there are people out there that do have histories of raping people, right? Most times they're in jail, right? Most times they're in jail. So anybody out there now that's, let's just say a young boy, and unless he's walking around with like the scarlet letter, or he has a sign on his forehead that says, I'm a potential rapist, how are you going to arrest someone for a rape that they haven't committed? How are you going to arrest someone for something that they have not committed? I want to know that question. How do you arrest someone for something that they haven't yet committed? That's like you going to arrest me because you think I'm going to go rob a bank. But have I robbed a bank? No, I'm not a bank robber. So how are you going to arrest someone for rape? The man is a fucking idiot. He's about as dumb as you know who is. Actually, I always say that I always say that him and you know who are long lost twin brothers. That's how I feel, right? So then also, since we're talking about my dumbass state, let's wrap this up with my dumbass state. So you guys know that certain states are trying to pass these voter suppression laws, right? Well, my state is now added to it, right? It's stupid to me because it's still fixated on the big lie that the election was stolen, right? Now, my thing is, they just passed, I don't really know the logistics of the law. I think it's down in Harris County, right? I think it's down in Harris County, and, yeah, I think that's Harris County. Well, I think you guys can let me know. I'm not completely sure, but I think that in Harris County last year that they had voting where people who worked, either worked double, had two jobs or whatever, they still had the opportunity to vote because I think they did it like where it was 24 hours or something like that. They're trying to do away with that. They want you to they want you to do a lot of different shit, right? When it comes to voting in the next election. And I think in a way that's for them to be able to say that if everyone gets sick of his shit, right, and vote these Republicans, him, Ted Cruz, Ken Paxton, Louis Gohmert, who else? If people get out there and vote their asses out, they're gonna pull the same shit that who pulled, right? They're gonna pull that shit that the election was stolen. But here's my thing with the 2020 election, right? And Texas more specifically. Like I've told you guys plenty of times, Texas is a red state. Despite what you guys might, see. I know when black people think about Texas, more specifically they think about Houston. That's it. Houston is the main city in one of the biggest cities in Texas that you can say is predominantly black. Anything else, no. San Antonio, that is mixed, right? San Antonio is, I don't know what the population is. I haven't been in a long time, but I know San Antonio is kind of a mixed crowd. You have black people there, you have white people there, and you have Hispanics as well, right? Dallas, it's black people in Dallas. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not because I'm one of them, but it's kind of more white people, and especially in the smaller little areas, right? But Texas is still a red state at the end of the day. So for them with this new voting law, which I think is idiotic. What I think is idiotic is, like I said, you're still facilitating the bullshit of the lie that the 2020 election was stolen. But how was it stolen, right? It wasn't stolen. It wasn't stolen in Texas because he won Texas. So I don't understand. Like, I think that this is still these Republicans, appealing to his base to secure votes for the upcoming election. That's really truly all that this is. They don't believe that the election was stolen. They don't believe that election was stolen. They know that election wasn't stolen. They're just facilitating, like I said, his lies and his bullshit. Because if I'm gonna say this because I've had this conversation, I've tweeted this plenty of times to his idiotic band of followers. Because I asked the question, because you know what their whole stance is, right? Their stance was the election was stolen in Georgia, in the states that were red that flipped blue. So what his supporters were saying is that people were going in and voting, and they would vote for who, but it would flip and say that he voted for Biden. Which, how in the fuck does that happen? Because I was like, well, shit, if that's the case, when I went in, that must mean that, because I'm going to tell you guys why. I don't care if you guys know what I voted for. I voted for Biden. So that means that when I went in and voted for Biden, right, then that means it just flipped my vote to vote for, you know who? But see, that's the fucking lie right there. That's the lie right there. Like, how does it flip your vote, right? Because when you get to the end of it, before you submit your ballot, it shows you who you voted. It shows you straight out who you voted for. And see, with this election, last year's election, because I used to vote straight ticket. That's how I've always voted, straight ticket. But you couldn't do that. I couldn't do that last year's vote straight ticket. I had to individually go through and vote for who I was voting for. I was like, wow, they changed it, huh? And then, like I said, once you get to the end of the screen, it shows you who you voted for. My screen said for President, Joseph R. Biden, and Kamala Harris. I'm like, hey, we done. Boom, submitted it. So explain that to me. So then I said, so I posed this question to him, right? So, and I asked the question, so why is he just challenging the states that he lost? Like, why I put air quotes? Why is he questioning the states that he lost and not the states that he won? Because according to him, if the states that you lost, you're saying you won them, right? Okay. Well, what about the states that you did win? Are you saying that Joe won those states as well? Like, you got to think about what you're saying. If the states that I lost in, I won. What about the states that you won in? Are you saying that you lost those? Like, they can't reason or ration about what they're saying, right? They can't do that. But they want to still say that the election was stolen. You guys, I'm actually tired of talking about that shit. We're going to move on, and I think we're going to wrap up. All right, you guys, and then lastly, in a little bit of congratulations news, we're going to give a congratulations to Offset and Cardi B. So Offset and Cardi B, they welcomed their second child, baby boy. And he was born on September 4th. Coincidentally, that is Beyonce's birthday. So he shares a birthday with the Queen. But yeah, congratulations to Cardi and Offset. I wonder if she plans to have any more kids. Because, most people, that's ideal for them. They have a girl and now they have a boy. Most people, that is ideal. If they can have a boy and a girl, they'll be happy. And that'll be it for them, right? So we'll see. We'll definitely, see if she decides to have any more kids. How old is Cardi? Because Cardi's pretty young. I don't even think Cardi's in her 30s yet, is she? She might be in her I think Cardi's in her late 20s. But yeah, congratulations to Cardi B and Offset. And then also, let's give a congratulations go out to Rotimi and his fiance, whose name I don't know, like, off the top of my head. But they are having a boy as well. I believe they're having a boy. So yeah, congratulations go out to those two people. Cardi B and Offset, and Rotimi and his fiance. And that's all I got for you guys this week. Wasn't really much to talk about, but we got through it, you guys, nonetheless. So I'm going to get off of here. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I think I'm actually about to go sit and watch that new BET show, with that new Tyler Perry show that's on BET, All the Queen's Men. I know one of my subscribers asked me, was I going to review it? I don't think I am, because I just noticed that every episode the full season is on there already. What I might do for you guys is I might do a series wrap up and let you guys know what I thought about the series overall. That might be what I do. I might do that. We might do that. But as always, you guys, we do this every week, same time, same place, same channel. And as always, stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys later. I will see you guys later on for, oh my God, the weekend. We're going to have fun this weekend, you guys. We are literally about to have a good time this weekend, because we got Life After Lockup. We got Life After Lockup. Saturday we have Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then Sunday Sunday we got Power Book 3. I'm gonna do that. Power Book 3. I'm literally going to try to watch that Saturday night. Well, when it comes up on midnight, so that way I can have that up to you guys on Sunday during the day. So you guys can watch it during the day. And then we have Sunday night. We got Real Housewives of Potomac and Salt Lake City. You guys, I am so looking forward to Salt Lake City. Oh my God, I can't wait for Salt Lake City. It's going to be a time. But yeah, you guys, I'll see you guys for all of that stuff. And you guys have a great one. Bye, guys.